This is your daily market recap for Monday, May 9th, 2022. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at EXPI Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market recap for Monday, May 9th, 2022. Let's get into it. First, again, if you're not in the Discord room, you are missing out on monster trades. We're continuously updating people on what's going on. We've been all over this action. If you're not sure about such, please check previous videos, check Twitter posts, which again, I'm on Twitter. Check out everything. Again, we're here to teach. And by teaching, I mean, be aware that the market is not what you were told. It's a casino game that's meant to take money ultimately in time. Be aware if you are losing money in this environment, it's either because you're holding and you have no plan on doing anything, which that's fine for some people. But if you were trading and losing, that's on you. Don't blame the market, because there are some of us who are doing really good today. Personally, up 18% on my portfolio. Some others are up even bigger. We've been on top of the short. We also put some buys in, some stuff. We'll get into it. Again, it's all into the market recaps. If you're not getting deep into the recaps, you're not picking up on the whole picture, because the whole picture matters. You cannot look at the market in a vacuum. Can't look at one stock or one sector to determine what's going on. And on that note, let's get into it. Bitcoin, I warn folks if the trend breaks, 35 breaks, next is 30,000. I've come to the realization that I think this is more of a head and shoulders top. Left shoulder, and right shoulder. Again, I'm not trading Bitcoin. I don't have any position for disclosures. I just worry that if 30,000 breaks, there is a lot of way to go. 10,000, 15,000 would be very likely. Now, again, it's not going to happen in a day, but everyone who knows Bitcoin knows it can correct big percentages, very, very big percentages. TLT, let's get into it. So we bought the TLT today. One of the things I talked about in the previous videos is if the market is going to have a short-term capitulation, oil needs to top, bonds need a bottom, and the market might get into the 40s and 50s VIX. I'm expecting all that to continue. Hence why I think shorting oil, names is the best play, buying bonds, layering in, because again, I think interest rates will go lower if oil pulls back and actually commodities pull back, because that's what I've been warning people literally since all April. Hey, be careful in commodities. They're overbought. They're ripe to get ripped. They're probably going to get shredded. And when they get shredded, money doesn't disappear. It just rotates, y'all. So it's probably going to rotate into defensive names like what? Bond market. People are like, well, inflation, inflation, inflation. Yes, keep in mind, the market is a future discounting mechanism. If inflation looks like it will slow the rate-wise, then it makes sense for people to look at bonds as defense. We'll see if it ultimately happens. I mean, I'm starting the layering. We got in Friday. We got in today. Let me show you why, because a lot of people were like, why in the hell would you get into the bond market? What is this volume price analysis crap you're talking about? Let's get into it. All right, so as you can see, what days were we at? Trying to remember. Again, these candles are so annoying. Into the close on Friday, 5-6, right? Friday, yes. Again, you had this pukish action and rally. That to me was the first sign of capitulation. Well, guess what? We went lower, right? This is the pre-market. Don't look at that. Here's the open. The opening bar. Buying. Volume again at the highs. Or sorry, coming off the lows. You can see it here. At the open, someone was puking. Like, keep in mind, the TLT gapped down and it held flat at the open. Look at that. Small candle. Let me zoom in for you. This guy, this is accumulation. Somebody had to absorb the gap down this morning. Keep in mind it closed up here. Small baby gap, not huge, but it doesn't matter. Like, the action is bottoming out. And so then also too, you watch the action today at the close. What did you see? Buying on some dips. Now, again, it might be easier to see on different time frames, because this is one of the things that I was looking at. I thought this was the channel that was forming. Down here again, remember, the breakout of channels at lows is typically capitulation. Like capitulation, then it popped, right? Well, keep in mind where we come from. The 10-year yield was at 125, got up to like almost 3.2. You could see the action. Someone was accumulating on Friday. Again, this is pre-market. I apologize. Here's the opening bar. Again, someone bought the gap down, and you have volume. And keep in mind, volume is relative, right? Like you haven't seen accumulation. Now again, look, zoom in on this. Hope you're watching. Look at all the green volume down here compared to any period of time in the last couple weeks. It's huge. Someone is accumulating, and that's what people say, well, look at this bar right here. This is when you first started buying, and it ended up going lower. And it's like, that's why you layer in. That's part of trading. Like, I can't know the lows, but I look at this action, I go, well, that's a hammer. That looks bullish. Even though it's red, a gap down, looked like a novice gap. Well, what happens? You know, then you get another doji, tight action. Then look at today's action. Someone bought the, immediate open, close at the highs. Now, again, I'm not all in. I'm not saying go out there and buy TLT at 114, 115, 113. Watch. It might pull back and retest. I mean, it's the same thing with XOP tops, any other bottom. You look for the whale signs. And again, sometimes you can get chopped out or it's a trap. But I guess it went higher before it went lower. I just keep that in mind. And if you think about it, channel, breaking the channel. Now we're getting steeper. The steepness is the bottoming process. I mean, again, if you can't think about this without having to look at your stochastics and your indicators, you're not looking at the market the right way. Because what the whales are doing and what the market maker does is at the lows, it wants to trap people, wants to get people to puke. I mean, I'll show you guys again the rules. What is it? Reference articles. Please reference this. This is Anna Coulling, volume price analysis. Just flip this around. Advances will be more dramatic to the downside to attract public interest in order to accumulate, to ever increasing accumulated or to accumulate. In order to accumulate, you don't have to remove the last part again because we're flipping it around. Keep that in mind. In order to employ ever increasing financial resources, this will affect price declines of ever increasing dimensions to order to shake out in the stock. They got the volume. Now it's probably, that's the bottoming process. I don't know for sure if the TLT is bottomed at 112. What was the exact low? 62. But I know we were buying under 113, and we bought a little at 113 on Friday. I mean, again, I'm halfway in. It just is what it is. This is the kind of stuff I look for. Like the volume accelerating is puking at the lows. You have to remember the market maker is absorbing this action. The market maker will have to distribute it later. Just keep that in mind. If you don't understand this stuff, please stop by the Discord room. Link is in the description below, and we can talk more about it. UUP. What did we say? On the monthly, we started. This looks like a compression channel that's going to break out to the upside. Long period of time. Again, what do we talk about? The dollar probably goes higher before it ends up going lower because, again, we're removing liquidity while other places are keeping it increased. Like, how does Europe remove liquidity when Greece, everyone over 50 is retired and they're all looking for checks? Like, Spanish unemployment's 40%. Like, they can't decrease liquidity. We can, near term. What does that do? Drives money into dollar. Now, again, it could take a break before it goes higher. I just still think the dollar will go higher. The VIX, again, we can't confirm a market capitulation until we get what? We make a higher high. I know people are like, oh, but the market's VIX is in the 30s. No, this is building higher highs and higher lows. I think the process will end with a capitulation, say up minimum in the high 40s, maybe even 50s. That's when the market will bottom. And again, if tomorrow is a green day and Wednesday is a green day and Thursday, then what they're doing is reloading the VIX to take it lower, take the markets lower. Keep in mind, I mean, look at the SPY. Zoom out. You're breaking the channel lows. You're breaking the new lows. I keep showing people on the monthly, you got to zoom out. We're under the 20-month. Last time we got to 20 months, we always get to the 50-month. Well, look at the 50-month. It's still 45 points away. This is the steepness. Again, soft, nice channel, breakout, and then fail. To flip this over, and this is what you're looking for in the TLT bottom. Again, what is it? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. We've talked about this. It's probably going lower. It just doesn't mean like you can't have these green days. I mean, it's amazing. Everybody's looking for the bottom. If everyone's looking for the bottom, that means you're not near it. Just like if everyone thinks the market's going to top, it usually goes higher. You need capitulation and everybody to agree. That's how you get highs. That's how you get lows. QQQ, same thing. We're getting down to the 300 level. I mean, check the monthly. Again, if you're not looking at the monthlies, I don't know what to tell you. You're below the 20-month. What does that mean? Pain. Pain. More pain. It just is what it is. I keep telling people, if they're not familiar with this action, go study the 2000s. I mean, I'll do it again because I need people to stop asking the same question because they're not doing their homework. Hopefully they'll look at this stuff. Look at the 2000s. What happened? Off the high. Here's the weekly. I mean, you had literally April, March, and then boom, we went from 120 down to 63. That's a 50% haircut. That was capitulation. This is what I'm talking about, capitulation, and then a lower high later to short the end of the bull market. That's what you're looking for. Is this capitulation? Now, is the Q's going to correct 50%? I don't know. But I know when the VIX spikes, we'll take our money and we'll anticipate a bounce. And what if you don't get the lows? Well, guess what? There'll be some sort of retest. There'll be probably a week or two of reverse. You'll hit the 20-week, whatever it's going to be, and then you'll fail. And then you'll rip higher. Because, again, a bear market has crazy bear market rallies. IWM, we talked about this. This has been leading. If you're not new to the channel, or if you're new to the channel, we've been talking about this. This peaked in November and was acting like crap during the whole down. And it's, of course, leading lower. Check where we're at. Check where we're at. We're at the 50-month. Channel low probably seems very likely. Apologize for not having it stretched out, but I mean, that's another 20 points. It's hard to be bullish, but again, if you are bearish, be careful. Please take profits in this action. I always tell you, just like you're layering in at the lows, you need to layer in at your profit peak highs. So if that means you're shorting, the higher this market, the lower the market goes, the more profit you need to take. Gold, I have told people over and over again, leave it alone. You can't hold 174 area. You're going lower. Now again, people are like, oh, but it's a big cup and handle. I know all of this, but I do know 2000. Let me pull this up because I think people are just not listening. And you know what? Give me a chance to go back in the time machine, because I'm going to show you the 2000s, the 2001, the gold. And either you appreciate it or you don't. I haven't done this yet, so this is new to the videos. Let's just smush this down. Come on, get in there. Get in there. Hopefully everyone's having a great day. People need to be safe in this market. Okay, so coming off the tech bull market, what did you have? You had chop for many years in gold. You had spikes and then drop, spikes and then drop. Now again, this ultimately led to a monster move in compression, but I think that's what's going to happen. We're going to chop, and if it's a few years, I don't know. But I do know gold has big long-term upside, but I don't believe in it near-term. I think it needs to get back down to the channel lows. And if it's the 160s, great. Just don't chase, okay? Silver, same thing. It just, because the market's going to go from deflation to inflation very quickly, back and forth, because of the situation with the interest rates. And so if silver is going to get popping broke, then I think it might go back down to like 16 or 17. It just is what it is. I keep warning people, please don't buy. Please be careful. Please just be safe with this stuff. GDX at worst 29 or 30. I mean, I'm going to wrap through these quick, because if you're watching the previous videos, you're not surprised that I'm like, please don't buy. Look at this, puking lower. If you don't realize how fast the GDX can get murdered, look at it during COVID. I mean, it went from 46 down to like 19. That is always in place, y'all. That is always the thing. If liquidation breaks come, maybe it gets back to 30. I don't know, but you have to be aware that you just don't live in a vacuum and assume that things just do what you want them to do. AG, we warned about this. We said it couldn't get over 1450. Something was wrong. Well, guess what? Now it's getting absolutely kicked in the face. Where's it going? Oh, man, would it awesome at 6 channel low on the monthly? You betcha. Again, write all these like levels down. AEM, looking for it in the 40s, mid 40s at worst. Check out the monthly again, because that's what we do. Oh, there is a channel. Look at that, a nice little channel. Keep in mind, look what happened during COVID. It broke below it and came right back. 46. Again, we're going to wrap through all these levels for you. This new found goal. I like this one. What are we thinking? 6s? Maybe it gets back down to here. I mean, you see it. And you see what I'm about to draw. Maybe it gets down to like this trend line. It is what it is. We're not buying now. We're letting things go. I just hope people realize that. I'm not in a buying mood, because I don't think the market's capitulated. I know it can get worse. I've been there. Pass in the 20s. Maybe it gets down to 17. Maybe it gets down to 15. Channel lows. I don't know on the monthly. I mean, I'm wrapping through these so you see this stuff. And these videos don't need to be long. Like, there's not repeating the same stuff over and over. Hopefully you're getting the picture here. X, we said, don't want to buy it. We also told you about the highs on the monthly. Again, that's why we always start on the monthly. What do we say? The 200 month. You can see it. It hit it basically perfect. 2 back to back. Boom. Now what? I mean, I liked it at the 200 day, but if the market ain't done, then what? It needs to get down to the 20s, maybe even 18. I don't know. Capitulation happens. VALE, here's another one. Just said, leave it alone. I liked it. We bought it down here in the 11s, and we sold it up here in the 20s. And now what? I can't chase this action because I know what happens at a capitulation low. When you know it, if you're following us, will be a puke of magnitude that'll just scare you from even wanting to think about stocks. And that's when you should be buying. That's what we're looking for. CCJ, people are trolling constantly. Oh, you need to buy the stock. And uranium, like, nah, no, I don't. What did it do today? It literally blew through the back crest of the trend line, hit another lower trend line. And people are like, oh, you buying it? I'm like, no. Again, look at the monthly. This is why we got out of it. Hopefully people are very aware of what's going on. We said, look at the old volume at price, like, gap here. You have like a vacuum. You had resistance right here. You got to it and bam. Where does it pull back now? Oh man, I don't know. But guess what? I'm not. The market hasn't bottomed. Neither has this. Now again, it could bounce tomorrow because it is oversold. Look at 3 big red days. I'm still not buying it. That's on you. You buy all you want. I'm not picking the bottoms in this stuff because again, I think the Feds need to smash commodities. If they're looking to smash commodities, then I don't want to be anyway I don't want to be in front of that. I just don't. I don't want to be in front of it because I know what can happen. Commodities can get crushed. Arrow. We thought the 11s would hold. Now what? Let's draw the fibs. I apologize again. This is not my trading computer. That's a great setup from the IPO. Below the 0.618. So I guess it's got to be the trend. Duplicate on all charts. Boom. Now you can see it on the daily. All right, there it is in the 9 and 10 range. That's what it is. Mosaic. I mean, CF. I told you people. Oh man, you know ag is on fire. It's going to the moon. There's food shortages. Yeah, I know that. And what do we say after their earnings? Sorry, Mosaic first. What do we say after their earnings, guy? What do we say after their earnings, girl? You better break the downtrend. Boom, lower low. Now you can start looking in the 50s. Maybe it gets down to 44. I don't know. But again, now you can start shopping for your favorite names long term. 80 for CF. I mean, again, you can get some crazy deals. AMD. Again, stay away from tech long term. I'm telling you now. Trade it if you want, but do not invest in long term in tech. Invest long term in commodities, and you will have limited downside. You invest in tech long term, you have unlimited downside. It could take 17 years to get back to even. If you look at the Qs last time, what did we talk about? We hit channel high. We made a head and shoulders. What have we said? I think the 70s. Here's the volume at price node in the 80s to 70 range. Let it come down there. We're short. Remember, we're short from 125 and 120 area. It's a beautiful thing. Apple, same thing, below the 200-day. All right, Apple down 4 points is not capitulation long term. Apple down 15 points on a day on reverses, that's potentially capitulation. So if Apple's holding up, y'all, I'm telling you, we have not capitulated. There's no reason to go out and buy anything and chase it. Now, again, if you were a scalper, day trader, and you want to play the up, I see the potential there. I'm not going to argue that. But long term, absolutely not. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Facebook, please don't buy tech long term. Don't hold on to it. We wanted to short it here. It blew us out. Again, I said, watch any pop, you can short it. It's down a lot from 400 down to 170. I'm looking for time. I think it needs to chop out. This is kind of what I'm thinking like for gold when eventually it bottoms. It makes a low, comes back, and then it chops out. Chop is your friend before a big channel or a big trend reverse. Just keep that in mind. Sometimes you need it, or you need price extremes. Again, what did we said? Lay off Tesla. Once you couldn't get over like the 200-day close and you backed off of it, what do we say? This is such an ugly chart. I don't even care. I just don't care because you know what I look at is the monthly. And what did I say? Once the channel low confirms and breaks out below, you're done. At the 20-month, it better hold. Swear if to God, if it doesn't, gonna have a lot of problems. Oh, Roblox. I forgot about this. And again, I like this in the mid-20s. In a bull market, it's cool. In a bear market, things just go lower. It's going lower. I don't know where to start buying this, but I think there are opportunities. We'll see. We will see. Just be safe. Be safe. Again, when in doubt, be safe. When in doubt, be safe. EXPI. We talked about this. I mean, they're doing well. Hit the 20-day, but fundamentals don't matter. We're not making new lows, but we're at the lows. It sucks because they have great fundamentals. I work for the company. I know. I see the post all the public information that we see, and then I repeat back to what I have that's inside that's talked about publicly within the company. I mean, it's like you working for your own, the company you work for, like public knowledge that maybe doesn't get enough notification. Like it's all public, but I'm just relaying it. UTHR, we said, is very technical. Hits a 200-day, hits 100-day area, coming back, probably coming back to 170s. Let's end it on oil because this is where this is where we made money today. And hopefully, where did I put it, USO? Hopefully you were paying attention, because what do we say? We need to see oil top first. Professional gap, retest of the highs, boom. The XOP trade. People are like, I don't know about this one. Okay, I do. We talked about distribution. We said this is an outside reversal day. You could see during the pop action that people were selling the opening and closing 10-minute bars. Now what? Boom. Breaks it. Now again, doesn't mean you can't get a bounce here or two. Don't give that up. But again, I think it's going lower near term. I mean, medium term, whatever you want to call it. Downside, again, watch the VIX. Where's the spike at? Like, this is a crowded trade. I keep telling people, like, they couldn't believe I was shorting this stuff. And it's like, we're at the 100-month. We're at the old IPO price. We're at the volume at price node. We're at the 0.382. You put all that together, it's going to act like resistance. And then you see the actual selling at the highs. Sell. You could see it. Sell on the pop. Sell on the pop. I mean, you could see like how it was playing out, but it doesn't necessarily mean it has to go lower immediately. That's why people don't get that. Then you had a professional gap. Gone. Now again, this is hard stuff. And that's the hourly. It's probably easier to see on the 10-minute. Again, here was the open last on Friday. Immediate sell. They were dumping this immediately. At the open today, they're definitely dumping it. Stopping power. We talked about this green candle. Everyone's like, oh, that's bullish. It's like, no. Look at all of this action, and then boom, it goes flat, and the volume is accelerating. That's selling. I mean, someone was, remember, Friday, the market was ripped. Was it Thursday? That's Thursday. Everybody was so bullish. Remember, this is 5-4 Thursday. And it's like, look at the action. Someone had stopping power. They unloaded big time. Big time. But were you paying attention? No. I mean, that's volume price analysis in a nutshell. ExxonMobil, we talked about this. Retesting the high. If it failed, boom. You held the 50-day. But look at that. Island floating reversal, not bullish long term. Like, you got to let this stuff come in. Anyway, I hope this helps. I know this is not easy. But again, we're here to navigate probabilities. We're swing trading because I don't have time to day trade and babysit and do 30 trades a day. If that's your style, good, go right ahead. I used to do it. I did not do well. Again, I'd rather swing trade and take small losses on big trades than have a 50-50 probabilities intraday, 65%. Because again, day trading is really hard, y'all. Anyway, love everybody. Be safe. Please be thoughtful. Do not pile into shorts at the lows. If you're going to short, know the downside potential is losing steam in the sense that there's not as much risk versus reward at this point. Not saying go long, but just be careful. Do not overtrade. That's what the market makers want. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.